4 shops. We'll be visiting Lori at Laramie, Wyoming's Cowgirl Yarn, Tracy from Low Country Shrimp and Knits in Bluffton, South Carolina, which is just outside of Hilton Head. Hopefully, Nicole from Sheep to Stitch from Augusta, Georgia. And then we're going to be heading to Fort Worth, Texas for a visit with Amy from West 7th Wool. And she has a special guest for us tonight. So we're going to go ahead and start our tour with Lori at Cowgirl Yarn. Take it away, Lori.
Hello and welcome to Cowgirl Yarn. My name is Lori Kirk and I am owner of Cowgirl Yarn. We are located in the southeast corner of Wyoming, right off of I-80 and kind of close to I-25. So in the grand scheme of things, in driving in Wyoming, we're not that far from Denver. So would love for you to pop over and say hello to us when you're in the area. I'm going to give you a tour of the store today, and I wanted to start off with my Wyoming wall. I'm very proud of this collection of yarns. I'm going to start with the Tronstad Ranch. It's a local family ranch here in town. They have Rambouillet Border Leicester sheep, family operation. We've got from their fleeces to their hides to the picked fiber. They send their fleeces up to Mountain Meadows Wool, which is a local wool mill here in Wyoming. They get it spun up into yarn, and then the family, Lesha and Brian, dye the yarn. And then we also have Lesha's hand spun yarn here. And when Nancy Bates came out with the National Parks book, I wanted to have kits, but I thought if we're going to have kits, we have to do it with our local yarn. So we have the Grand Teton kit and the Yellowstone kit, and we have those available on our website. The other yarn we have from Mountain Meadows, they have so many different bases, so I've kind of had the ones here that are dear to my heart. We've got Green River, Saratoga, both amazing fingering weight yarns, and then Cora, the Tweed, and Laramie. And Mountain Down here is hand-pulled bison down mixed with wool, and it is just pretty darn amazing. I have a sweater made for me. Oh, here it is. It's by Bristol Ivy. It's called Weights, and it's just a fun pattern. Had some alpaca wool blend yarn made up from a local alpaca ranch here in town. So we've got sport weight, Cowgirl Yarn exclusive. Some of the other things I wanted to show you that are local here to our shop is from Taste of the Wind. BJ took her Icelandic sheep, sent the wool up to Mountain Meadows, and now we have what's called Laramie Lopi. It is nothing like the Let Lopi that we have here in the store. It is just amazing natural colors. We also have her felted rugs that she has hand felted out of, this one here is 2 fleeces. So if you're interested in that, I would say jump on to her site, Taste of the Wind, and see what she has as far as the hides and the felted pelts go. Another amazing local that we have here is Stephanie Miller of Blackbird Sycamore. I'm going to switch this way. She hand dyes yarn. She's a nurse during the day and dyes at night, and her colors are just phenomenal. We've got her 100-gram fingering weight yarns, her mini skeins, and then her mohair silk. We've got her amazing colors here. I think my favorite right now is this Lakeside. I just love the way that the colors work up on this one. Still have a few more local things over here. Gay Feather Fibers is an Australian bond cross. They are here at the Colorado-Wyoming border. waiting for more yarn from them. It's at the mill, but once it's gone, it's gone. And love to support the local here as much as we can here in Laramie. This is from Beth Booth. She's up in Pinedale and she hand spins this yarn. It's Angora and wool. Next thing I wanted to show you here in the store is our wool wall. Everything on this green wall here is wool or wool blends. We have lots of different bases and plenty of sweater quantity. Our summers are amazing here in Wyoming. Our winters are long, so we love wearing wool all the time here. I don't know if any of you are getting ready to start a sweater from Lopi. I do try and stock all of the colors that they have here in stock. I love wearing this yarn. Oh, fingering weight. Love fingering weight. I love wearing sweaters out of it, weaving with it, blankets. So we've got a large selection of fingering weight yarn here. This is the Knitted Wit. This is her story. And then we've got the Pride colors from them, but a variety of different weights. And then we also do have some DK and worsted weight wool with the nylon. Oh, I should show you these. These are antler buttons that Mr. Lee, I don't know, can you see these? He makes for me once a year. Great for projects. Mr. Lee divides them up by nickel, dime, and quarter size. And then we've got the burls. I think we've got, those should be on our website. More wool. Allie Pate from Road Trip Sock Yarn was here on the kickoff of our Hot August Knit Yarn Crawl and have some of her yarn here that she dyed up for the crawl. So we've got her 100-gram DK weights, but also she did the 20-gram DK weights, and we love using her yarn here for the doodle cards. So we've got the basics and we've got the new extensions available on the doodle cards. So again, more amazing wools here. And then this is what we call the book nook. Still love having books in our hands here, finding patterns and inspiration. I'm pretty well versed of what's in the book. So if there's something you're looking for, let me know. This is something new to the store. These are cards, so multi-purpose. This one, no worries, just hugs. So it's inside, it's blank. On the back of the card is a QR code, which has the pattern link to crochet something kind of done fun. We've got a variety of thank you, happy birthdays, Christmas, weddings. So check those out on our website. Oh, man. Oh. We've got fun notions. Things are, sometimes they're necessary, sometimes they're just kind of fun. The stitch markers we have from Anil Runs Through It are very fun. Some are a little bit sassy, some are very functional. And I'd love to show you our notions, needles, and hooks wall. We keep our circular needles organized by size. We've got a variety of different needles from Lantern Moon to Chowgoo, Knitter's Pride, Addie's. If you haven't tried the Addie squares, these are my current favorites. Then we also have interchangeable Tunisian hooks, the different cords, short tips, long tips, have different sets for interchangeables, shorts, longs, Tunisian, bunch of different varieties. Lots of different notions. Here, sometimes you need them, sometimes you just want them because they're pretty. So we have both here. And if you're in the store and you're not sure what the needle or the hook feels like, we open up the package, let you try it, and give you some yarn and do a test drive because we all have our different preferences. And the weather's holding. Let's go outside. We just had a windstorm pick up here. This is our patio. We'd love to gather out here whenever the weather is fantastic. We have our classes out here. We have weekly gatherings. Sometimes I just love to eat my lunch out here. So it's cozy. If you're ever by, just come and stop by and enjoy the space out here while we can. Next, I wanted to show you, we call this our washable wall. So we've got some great basics here. Acrylic wool blends, some superwash wools. Any of the yarns that have acrylic or nylon in them, I give them a test drive before I bring them into the store. Because I don't like to work with yarn when it squeaks. So I have tested all of these, so it should not squeak for you. How did it go? So in April, Knitting Natty surprised me. She was checking off all her different states of going to different yarn stores. So she popped in to say hello, and I was her first Wyoming yarn store. So for those that know Knitting Natty, this is one of the crochet bags that we did. And it was just an honor to have her here in the store. I have used all of these yarns. I love how they perform. It's just something when it's local here in the United States and it's a wool mill, I go and check out the wool mill. I get to know the people there, and I love to be able to see the yarn when it's being made, especially in our yarns that are made here in the United States. Backside of the store now, we've got some more fingering weight. This is the national parks from Knitted Witch. I get their fingering base. Glacier Park is dear to my heart, so this was the first thing that we had socks made out of. But this is also great for sweaters and shawls. We've got a sweater here that my daughter made out of the Grand Teton colorway. It's a Hohi pattern. We also love to support all fiber crafts. So we have supplies here for knitting, crocheting, weaving, spinning, wet felting, and needle felting. So we do have cones of yarn here. And I do have, I'm a Shack, Ashford, and Wet dealer. So if there's anything you need for that. We're going to walk on down to the Fernwood studio now. So you're going to get my backside for a couple seconds here.
We're at the
This is
3-minute
a
mark.
space that I created in 2014. It was kind of a dirt floor with one strip of light bulbs in here. And I thought, if I'm going to expand the store, now is the time. So we had some really cute, strong guys that hand dug the floor here and then we got it leveled out, got the concrete poured in here. And so we use this, it's a multi-purpose workshop area. We do our shipping. We have our backstock down here. Got the weaving happening down here and just a classroom space. So we've got that going on. And kitchen, should we head back upstairs? Okay, we're going to head back upstairs. So if you're ever here, you're welcome to be down in this space too.
We're at 2 minutes.
So I just wanted to say thank you to Gail and all the amazing crew behind the Fiberside Chat. This would not be happening without their amazing, amazing support. We are offering a 19% off for 2 weeks. I think, is our graphic showing up on here that says it's 2024 Fiberside. So if you just put that in, and when you make an order on cowgirlyarn.com, that discount will apply automatically. For those that are in the UK and Canada, email your information, and I'd love to be able to do an order for you. And I wanted to announce our winners of a $25 gift certificate from Cowgirl Yarn. It's Marcia Moses from Huntington, West Virginia, and Sandra Harwood from London, Ontario. So I just wanted to say thank you so very much for letting me show you a tour of Cowgirl Yarn, located in Laramie, Wyoming. And it's cowgirlyarn.com is our website.
Thank you so much. That was so great fun viewing and having a tour. Can everybody hit the love heart on your Zoom and show Lori some love as we switch over to the East Coast of the country, and we're going to meet up with Tracy from Low Country Shrimp and Knits from Bluffton, South Carolina, which is near Hilton Head. It's a boutique yarn shop, and they specialize in gorgeous yarn, fun accessories, and classes for all ages and abilities and hobbies. Plus laughter, so much laughter. That's so important these days. Stop by to cast on your next obsession. And meanwhile, we'll meet Tracy and see what she has to offer. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. So I'm Tracy, and I'm the owner of Low Country Shrimp and Knits. And I'm not even going to show you my space after that gorgeous area, because you'd be like, and in this little corner, I've got all this yarn and this over here, because I'm only about 650 feet of space, but it's double the size that I was just last year. So I'm only 2.5 years old. But here I am in Bluffton, which is the low country of South Carolina. And first and foremost, the question I always get is, shrimp and knits, what the heck is that? Well, if you're unfamiliar with the fare, the food down here, shrimp and grits is a really big dish. So what we like to do in the South is take something that could be quasi-healthy and fill it full of cream and butter and cheese and make it so fattening and delicious that you gain weight just ordering it. And it's a great place to be. It's a great place to live. We don't have a whole lot as far as like you guys did in Colorado with these are all the things that we make around here. No, unless you want, and it was like, hey, this is hot. They're doing a lot of oyster stuff these days, so we're gonna implement that here at the shop. So anyway, I'll just give you a quick summary, because really, why do we shop at a local yarn store? Well, yarn is yarn until it's not, right? So box stores, they have not great yarn unless you're doing a craft. There's definitely a time and a place for those stores. But you want to support your local yarn store, because this is what we do, and we're here to help you, and we're here to create something that you're proud of and that you really enjoy working with. So trust your ladies that you go see, and gentlemen, because this is what we do, and we know kind of what you're looking for, and you can come in and go, sure what I'm going to be working on here, but we'll sit with you and we'll go through patterns and we'll try to figure it out. Because that's what you need. You need support systems, and we have a really great one here at the shop. So the way the store came about was during COVID. I used to fill all my time as a runner. I was a marathon runner, and I was training for my next marathon, and we're all trying to keep safe and all that. And our pod got struck with COVID, and this was before we were allowed to be vaccinated. So I got it the worst. The figure and the girl that's like, I don't drink, I don't party, I just run. And I'm like, I'm dying, I can't get off the couch. So I had nothing to do now and to fill my time and keep my sanity. So what I did was pick up my knitting, and I had just moved here. And I want instant gratification. I don't want to try to go online. I need to squish those babies. I need to see what they feel like. I need to look at the colors and see if this is what I'm feeling. And everywhere around here, you had drive. And I'm like, I'm too lazy for that. So looked around the area. We have grown since the last census 900 here in Bluffton. And then we also have the influx of all the vacationers because we are right outside of Hilton Head Island. So in the summertime, it gets really crazy, but it's growing and growing. So what we do here is we really try to give you personality when you come into the shop, and, we're fun, and we've got all the cool stuff. So if you're seeing it on Ravelry, we're getting it in here, even if it's just a little bit to sample with. So we've got the tried and trues. We've got the Baroccos. We've got the universals, those types of things. But we also have the stuff that everyone's talking about. Like right here, I have 11 colors of knitting for Olive, and we love all their different colors. And then we try out new and fun things. So we've got a couple brands here that I'm really loving. Spun Right Round. Talk about them in just a minute. We've got Moondrake. Yummy. We'll talk about them in a little bit. We have our local dyes, which I'll talk about, and some other things that we're working with that are really flying out of the shop. So that's a good thing. You might want to know about them if you haven't played with them yet. We're going to show you in a minute. My background, I've been a knitter for a long time, but I was a radio morning show host for my 20s, and I've been a teacher for quite a long time. So with the shop and with it, we have a podcast that's on YouTube called Irreverent Knits. So Judy is my other half here at the shop, and so we are both teachers by trade and smartasses just by birth. So we do employ a lot of that here at our place. So as far as local, you come to a local shop, you're on vacation, you're like, I want to take a memory home. Well, definitely those are some things that we have here, because we can't make us a yarn, but we can definitely make us some fabulous dyed stuff. So Judy is the owner of Maggie Loves Yarn, and she uses a lot of low country, which is just the southern part of South Carolina, Charleston down to Georgia, that area. It's the low country. So we use a lot of inspiration from what's around us. So we've got a lot of marshes. So here we have some of the marshy type of things. We've got Moss Creek, which is again another beautiful area in this. And so kind of the greens and the Spanish moss, and those are there. We've got Twilight, it's got the fun stellina. You can't really see it in here, but it's got some sparkles to it. Painter's Palette. These are just a few of ours. This is the one that I cannot keep in stock. As soon as Judy makes them, they're gone. This is called Mermaid's Tail. And again, we're the only shop that's got this, and it is so much fun to play with. It has a little stellina, and it's got 400 yards. So you can definitely make something so much fun and fabulous with that. So staying local, we have a gentleman that makes me these ergonomically correct crochet hooks, and they're very cool. They're fun. They're good, so they're not as hard on your wrists. They're not as hard on your hands and things as you're working to crochet. And they've got a fancy little octopus on them, which is kind of the logo of my shop, as we are here right next to the water. All right, so we've got those. We have some bags now, bags by Julie, another local artist. She grabs some here. So she does all different kinds of bright and fun bags for your notions to hold your knitting, instead of walking around with like a Safeway bag. And you're like, your bag full of my knitting. No, you need something fancy and fun, because that's what you're doing, right? So fancy and fun, different types of things. I mean, we got a beach theme here. We got the little flamingos. These are a lot of fun too. So just the little tiny bags for a project that's going to hold needles, notions, things like that, and a couple of skeins of yarn. So we've got those all on our website. And we also have a woman that makes earrings. And so I can't show you all of them, but this is one of the sets that she has, and they are made from old knitting needles. So, you always kind of inherit those Susan Bates metal things that my mom loved, and that was huge at the time. I'd kind of gone the way of like Chagoo and those types of things myself. But so she kind of upcycles them and makes them into these really cool, beautiful earrings. So we have those on our website as well. It's called Out of the Box. So those are some local things that we've got going on. And we have a lot of projects. So again, we have not only people that come in and visit us from, all over the place, because Hilton Head is really one of the best beach locations around. So they bring ideas and see what they're working on in all different parts of the country. So these are some of the things that are kind of flying out of here. One of the things that we have that's going like crazy right now is this baby blanket, and it's just a little tiny guy that I made here. But what it is, it's such a fun. It's called Sliding is fun. And all you do is you have your two colors that you're playing with, okay? And so you've got your main color and your contrast color, let's just say for conversational purposes. And all you do is you pick up your main color. So I use this dappled. It's so much fun. It's Cumulus dappled from Juniper Moon. And then the other color, I went with just this kind of an off-white Cumulus. And then you pick up your one color, knit, slide all the way across your double point or your circulars, pick up this color too, knit, slide, knit, and it goes fast. It's super easy TV watching. This is a great project. You can make it a lot bigger. The pattern is free. It's called Sliding is Fun. Okay, so that's one of our projects we have here. We just got this great new yarn from Earth, and it's called Lawn Alpaca Yarn, and it is so soft and so squishy. And we have a lot of grandparents that are trying to knit for littles or parents, and so this is one I just kind of put together real easy, top-down pattern with this. It's a little bear kind of guy here. I haven't written the pattern up yet, but it's just super simple. It's got a little bit of a cone head because of the way you do this, but we just put that thing behind you and we don't even notice it. Look, oh, baby. Look at this little guy. All right. So we've got those going on. One of the big sellers here is because people do want to take the beach home with them. So I just wrote up this quick pattern. And again, if you guys want any of these, email me. shrimpandknits.com is my website. And you can just email info@shrimpandknits. And I'll be happy to send along all the information. But this hat is just a simple beachy hat. So a lot of people want to bring hats, bring the beach back with them to keep them warm up north. This material is great. It's Lang. It's called Snowflake Multicolor, and it is so squishy. All right. And one of these will make one of these little hats. I make them a little smaller because my kids don't want the giant things. And so they're not like this huge hat, but one skein takes care of a hat completely, even if you want to add a little bit more to the length before you start decreasing. So we've got these fun patterns. This is our new favorite yarn that I've been playing with here. If you've seen this one's Moondrake. And this one's called Unicorn Clouds. This color specifically is Misty. And what it is actually two different skeins. So you've got your mohair and you've got this one that's called Bubble Bubble. And they're separate. It looks like they'd be all together. You, of course, can marl them and create what you want with it. But I worked on, there is a pattern from Mermaid's Pearl. They're out of Rhode Island and they have great stuff. So Mermaid's Pearl has this unicorn cloud wrap pattern. So I've been working on that, kind of just trying to get this thing going on. But it's just a real light, nice, easy thing. If you're at a restaurant, throwing things across your back, because down here we don't need the heavy, hot sweaters. We're always trying to find things that have some linen or have some that's a little bit lighter because we have like 3 days, and we're like, hey, everybody, take out everything you've ever made. It's time, and that's what people wear. So we're also loving this other brand. It's called Spun Right Round. And in this one, we have a class coming up on the baby surprise jacket. And it's a really fun. If you haven't done this Elizabeth Zimmerman project, it's the most crazy thing I've ever seen. You just knit and you're like, how is this even gonna, so that's a very fun project. We got this going on. We have a lot of different types of things. We got this new earth in. This pattern that they've got here. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. And again, we're looking for kind of lighter stuff to wear here because we don't really get that cold. This is called Tufa. Tufa is this. And again, this is 16 is the color, the line that's here. And Bon Moore is the little fluffy mohair that we've got. We also have a lot of different things that we're going on. Knitting for Olive, we can't keep in stock. I mean, we're just constantly playing with this and changing colors up. So this is the one I played with. This one is called Shake-a-Rag. So Shake-a-Rag is just made, it's kind of striping. It's real easy pattern to work on. You just go with like 6 rows and then pick up the other one. Definitely want to wear something underneath it unless you don't. And then you do you. Okay. We do a lot with these linen stitch. This is a really fun stitch to play with here. There's a great pattern that my fabulous Robin made for me. It is called the Mini Mania scarf. Again, if you want this information, just email me. I'll send it all out to you. And we work with Monos to pull minis together. And I wanted kind of the royal minis to go in this. And it's a fun scarf. It gets, it's a little tedious, but you just back and forth and do your thing. And everyone's like, pretty. You're like, I know, right? So we've got that going on here. Some other new things that are coming into the shop. We just started again with Knitting for Olive. We got some of their pure silk, and their colors are, they're so dreamy. Look at all these bad Larrys. There's some of this going on here with the Moondrake, another robin thing that she made up for me. This is their brushed cashmere. It's called Fua Fua, and it makes such a beautiful, this is a chevron pattern scarf from Church Mouse Yarns. It's really super fun. And then we try to do things to help because that's what we do here at the shop. So we are working with the Knitted Knockers program. So anyone that's making these, we are a drop-off site and we'll mail them out for you. And the thing we've been doing most recently is we've been working with all of the chemotherapy infusion centers all around here. So we work from Charleston to Beaufort to Bluffton, Hilton Head, Okatee. We work with Savannah, and we give them handmade hats. So if this is something that you're doing and, you want someplace to give, a little bit of love in your thing, all you need to do is have nice squishy yarn and whatever pattern makes you happy, put some love in those stitches and we'll deliver it. So anyways, all this information is on my website. We have on YouTube, Irreverent Knits is our podcast that we do every so often. And Shrimp and Knits is the name of my place. So you can find me online and I'll be there whenever you need me. Thanks so much.
Tracy, thank you so much. Do you have the name for her winners?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I forgot. I got talking so much. My two winners, Mona Reed. She's from Elbert, Colorado, and Phyllis Tedesco from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was speedy. Really good. Thank you. Okay. Up next, we have Nicole from Sheep to Stitch from Augusta, Georgia. It's a mobile yarn shop near Augusta selling small batch hand-dyed yarns and notions from their vintage Piaggio Ape. They teach classes and organize community meetups at locally owned shops.
Okay, can you hear us?
You can.
Okay. Hi guys, sorry about that. It's been an interesting day. But I'm Nicole from Sheep to Stitch, and I am actually here with
Karen Heid with Three Crows Fiber.
So last year when I did this, you guys saw me with my business partner, Michelle Silverman. This summer has brought about a few changes. And so now I still have my little blue Piaggio Ape. Yes, you said it correctly, by the way. Thank you. But Karen here is with Three Crows Fiber, and they have opened, or they are going to open here the next week, a yarn shop here in Augusta, Georgia. So I have kind of partnered with them. And so instead of selling our stuff, I'm going to be working with them. And occasionally I'll take out the little blue Piaggio Ape and I will do specialty markets for like the Christmas markets and, maybe a few farmers markets local here. But for the most part, I'm going to be focusing on teaching classes and writing patterns, which is truly where my heart and my passion lay. So a little bit about what I'm doing now is I am focusing mostly on writing patterns and teaching classes here at Three Crows Fiber. That being said, I've actually designed a knit along for the opening of Three Crows Fiber, and you can actually purchase the kits here. And I will get back into this in just a minute. I will show you all the goodies that come along with it if you guys are interested. But I will be teaching, intro to knitting and crochet classes here at Three Crows, and I'll also be around to kind of help out. So if you guys have questions and you want to stop by, I'll be here to kind of help with that a little bit, along with Karen. And I will let you explain the Three Crows and where all that comes from in just a minute.
That's great.
But yeah, so the pattern writing is a ton of fun. It's something that I absolutely love, and it's a passion of mine that just kind of keeps growing. It kind of started as well, I want to tweak this and I want to tweak that. And then it's just like, no, I'll just write the whole pattern from scratch like a crazy person. So I started doing the wash class last year. And then this year I've been focused on writing a quarterly sock pattern, which has been so much fun. But I've kind of taken a break. So the fall sock pattern will be a little bit on the delayed side. But I did write this pattern, the Three Crows Knit Along is what I've been calling it. The official name of it is
The sheep and crows knit along. Had to look at the title.
I keep working with the working title in my brain, unfortunately. Right. But the two yarns are actually dyed by Karen here for Three Crows Fiber. And again,
a little subsidiary of our Three Crows Fiber, which we're opening next week, is called 3CF. Stands for Three Crows Fiber. And I'm a dyer. So I've been really enjoying dyeing and stuff. And so we worked together and she came up with a pattern. I said, let me dye that yarn. So it was really fun to do all that investigation. And tell us the name of those colors there.
So the shawl that we're doing is actually a DK weight shawl with two colors. And the first color is sheep's grass for kind of, the sheep to stitch. And then we have the crow stash, which she dyed. And I'm trying to get great color here, but it is a rainbow color. And these colors work together just absolutely beautifully to make a gorgeous shawl that I'm so excited to release on their opening day. And then also in the kit, you will also get a little Japanese knot bag. And the pattern will vary depending on, it's just kind of a grab bag. So when you order it, you'll just get whatever, but Japanese knot bags.
Yeah, for a whip bag and everything. And those are reversible. And I make those also. So it's a really
Karen's
little thing.
Y'all don't understand. Karen really is just an absolute marvel and a wizard of all when it comes to anything fiber related. So cute
we
little
were so fortunate to grab Nicole because she's so smart about knitting. We're just so excited about her being in the store a couple days a week so that people that have problems with their knitting can come in and on her selected days and be able to work with Nicole and fixing those tedious little nitty things that get in our way. So,
and I love to fix little mistakes.
She's crazy. Just the other day, a friend of mine just totally messed up her cables, and she said, "Oh, give me that! I love to do cables fixes, not just do cables." But
yeah, I dropped it all the way down, and I brought it all the way back. But those are things
really smart.
I love to do. But on top of teaching classes here, we're also going to start a YouTube channel with Three Crows Fiber, and I'm going to be working with one of the other crows, Jeff. And so we're going to have the YouTube channel where we'll go over patterns that I've written. We'll go over simple fixes and easy fixes on how to fix things that might seem scary, but it's really not. And those scary stitches, oh, brioche, oh, or cables and scare, like all of those are really easy if you just take it step by step. So I'm looking forward to starting those videos with Jeff in October. Yeah. And then, like I said, the pattern writing, and I will be here at Three Crows Fiber for any knitting help or, just for knitting fun, because I absolutely love everything fiber related and I really am super excited. But now I'm going to let Karen talk about all the Three Crows Fiber stuff. So exciting.
Well, we are a brand new knitting store, crochet store, a yarn store in downtown, the heart of downtown Augusta, Georgia. And we're really excited. I have two other partners. I'm a retired art teacher. And Jeff is a retired librarian, and Becca is still working as a primary care physician. And we're really excited the three of us, to open this brick and mortar store. We may go online at some point. We're not really sure. We're just so new learning all of this retail business. So it'll get there, but we have to just take baby steps on all of that stuff. So we have a lot of different yarns besides my line that you can see in the background, 3CF. I also dyed indigo things. I've actually made this little blouse, and I'll have a line of my clothing also. But we also have wonderful things. We have lots of cotton, because down here in the South, it's very hot. We have a variety of cottons, wool blends and cottons. Some of your favorite things. One of our Dream in Color just came in yesterday. We've gotten that on the wall. We have a whole variety. Becca is our buyer for
the yarn, and she could take you around the whole store and describe things a lot better than I can. But we have lots of yarn bases from not only merino wool, but we have lots of alpaca and yak. We have cashmere, lots of cotton, linen, and what else?
You have everything.
We have blends of almost everything. We just kind of chosen our very favorite yarns. I wanted to talk a little bit about where Three Crows Fiber. Everybody asks us that. All our yarn vendors say, we love the name. Where did it come from? Well, Three Crows. There's three of us that own the shop, and we kind of love crows. We love crows because they are really smart, first of all, and we only want to associate with smart people like Nicole. And we think that crows like to collect things. They collect shiny, precious little objects. And we kind of look at our yarn as that same thing, as collecting a stash, as you all have stashes, I'm sure, that the crows collect a stash. And then there's some other reasons and stuff too, but we have a beautiful logo that my brother-in-law designed, and we are the only local yarn shop in Augusta. We are not going to compete with the big box stores at all because they sell other stuff, but we sell all natural fibers. And we're really excited about that. We're only about 650 square feet, so we're very small. And I've talked about what we are and all of that stuff. You want to show up?
Yeah, let's show some of your bases that you've got.
Oh, okay.
That is unique to the store. So these might not be on the website per se, but if you're interested, you can always message them on Facebook or Instagram. But here are some of their bases.
So this is Springfield. This is a chainette with, and I don't know if you all know how that's made. It's actually blown, the wool is blown into the chain. And that is a real pretty, called Springfields.
It's so soft and so squishy.
To dye and everything. That's
cotton and merino.
70% Pima cotton and 30% wool merino. This is actually one of my natural dyes. I grew marigolds last summer, and I picked them all and dyed the yarn with marigolds. And that is merino, I think.
Yep. No, this is, yes, you're right, merino.
Alpaca, that other gold one is alpaca. So it just depends on the fiber, on how the dye takes to the yarn. So that one's a little bit lighter.
Yep. Now this one, like she said, this one's all alpaca. So she has a ton of different bases and a different weights.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's
alpaca too.
And then this one is your,
yeah, this is a really sweet, squishy yarn. It's that
alpaca, silk, and cashmere.
Cream. Yeah,
cashmere. And I think this one might be my favorite blend.
It is amazing. It's a little bit higher price for something like that, though, too.
But you guys, it is the most delicious yarn.
Yeah,
it is. I could just hug on this one all day. This is meant to be made into sweaters. It is so skin soft.
Yeah.
All right.
A little mohair and silk. So that's kind of fun. A friend of mine loves those colors, so I named that yarn after her. So really pretty.
And next up we have the merino wool and linen blend.
And we're
not showing you guys all the colors. We're just kind of running through the bases that she has because she has so many amazing colors. But we wanted to make sure that you get to know all of the bases that she has. And this merino and linen blend is just absolutely perfect for down here. It's 90% merino, but 10% linen. So it kind of gives you a little bit of that coolness because of all that heat that we have going on down here, because it doesn't really ever get below 60. Like it really doesn't, y'all.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to be careful with what we knit with.
You want to talk about the assigned pooling yarn. I got to experiment with an assigned pooling. And so just a little section is dyed so that when you get to that hot pink section, you can make a little floret. And so it's an interesting thing, but I have a shawl that's about halfway made with that, and it's really quite lovely.
You know, the fun part about owning a yarn shop sometimes, or working with, those that do is when you see something, you get to grab it and you get to add it to your stash. And let me tell you, when I saw this, I went yoink and added it straight to my.
I didn't even know. I remember giving her a hank of that.
Yeah, we had met in July, and I was like, oh my God, that's so pretty. And then I promptly stole it. So when I tell you guys that it's yummy and squishy and delicious and the absolute perfect color, it really is.
Yeah.
And then we have, whoa, hello.
Yeah, and that was a fun experiment. I put those bugs in it, cochineal in there, and some marigold seeds and things into a jar and left it out in the sun. I had to burp it every few days, but that was very fun. That's all natural.
So kind of so you guys can see
a rainbow vat.
Yes,
dye pot.
And I wish the cameras could pick up some more of these.
They're great.
Colors.
Berry. So I went out and picked a whole bunch of pokeberries last summer, and I have them in my freezer. Don't eat them, but I made a wonderful dye pot and got some great colors. This one almost came out rusty, and then another one was so hot pink I couldn't believe it. So it's been really fun. But all my friends call and say, Karen, I see some pokeberry that's ripe, and I'll run out there and pick all of them, and stick them in my freezer with the sign say, "Don't eat these" from them. So yeah. And then I designed a shawl. Augusta, if you don't know Augusta, we are where the Masters is, and during those 10 days, Augusta kind of shuts down, and people from all over the world come to a little old Augusta, Georgia. And we have a golf tournament here, just a little one.
Yeah, just a little one that forces me to leave my house every year.
That's right. So with that in mind, I can't call this a Masters scarf, of course. They would not be happy with that. But I can call it the Augusta scarf. And so I designed a pattern that's just kind of the colors of Augusta. It's kind of a grass green, a championship gold, and a natural white. And then and so I have a little kit for sale, and I dye the yarn. And then a little pin that's a golf tee that says Augusta, Georgia on it. So that I've created.
Let me pull these colors out so you guys can see these colors too. Now, Karen dyed this gold and this green, and you guys, again, with the camera not picking up as well as I would like, these colors are absolutely stunning and perfect. And if you know anything about the Masters, these are straight on point, the absolute most perfect nailed colors, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Thanks so much. That's great fun, and congratulations and good luck in transferring hands there or whatever. Do you have the names of your winners for your drawing, and are you doing a discount?
Yes, so we have Frances S. from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and then we have Anne L. from Canada. I forgot the name of the city off the top of my head.
I think it's Ontario.
Ontario, yes. Yeah. But I will be emailing them as soon as we finish this up.
Okay. And are you doing a discount for folks that do buy from you?
We are not online yet, so probably not able to do that unless you're in town. And if you mention this, we could do a 10% discount.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And next we're shooting across the country to Fort Worth, Texas, and Amy Young. And Amy has a special guest to join her as well. She's a yarn shop and a dye studio located in Fort Worth's Cultural District in North Texas. And they just steps away from the world-renowned art and science museums. West 7th Wool supports local fiber artists in creating their own handmade masterpieces. So welcome, Amy, and take it away.
Hi there, Fiberside Chats. You've done it. You've come to the last shop on the crawl for this year. Congratulations. You all deserve a round of applause. I chose the last spot not because I wanted to be the finale, but because I am a really bad procrastinator and didn't want to do my presentation until the end. So thank you. Thank you all 213 of you who are watching this afternoon. I appreciate you all. And instead of thanking everybody at the end, I want to thank Cynthia, Andy, Lori, all of the volunteers, and of course, Gail and Cheryl at Longmont for making this whole thing happen. Thank you, Bev, for the sweater. Yes, I will. It is in my presentation, this sweater name. But I wanted to play a quick little video for you. My husband Hunter and I opened the shop about 8 years ago. We had 2 little kids then. Now we have 2 teenagers, and one of them did a quick little marketing video for me. And it's only a minute long because, kids' attention spans these days are only that long. So let me see if I can play this for you really quick. There's no audio, so I'm just going to talk over it for you. This is West 7th Wool in Fort Worth, Texas. We carry yarns from international to national, Cascade, Barocco. We carry it all. And a few years ago, we decided to start dyeing our own yarn. So we were able to take the space next door, put a dye studio in the back, and this is my husband Hunter dyeing some yarn. We love speckles, we love bright colors, we love it all. We make custom colors occasionally. We make Texas colorways, and really it's just fun for him to use his art degree and make fun things. So that is an example of a color called Rodeo that we did because we are actually right next to the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Let me stop share for you there. So popping on back. So with that, being in Fort Worth, there's there's a director that lives here. His name is Taylor Sheridan. I don't know if you've seen any of his TV shows. Cowgirls in Wyoming, you might have heard of Yellowstone. He has a ranch just 20 minutes from here in Weatherford. So he actually shoots a lot of his things here. There are a couple of shows on Paramount that he's doing. Landman, starring Billy Bob Thornton, Demi Moore, and John Hamm. They've been around here eating barbecue all last year. Recently, he's been shooting Lioness with Nicole Kidman and Morgan Freeman. So every once in a while, you can get a call to go be an extra in some of those things, or you might see a celebrity. But we have a local knitting celebrity that I wanted to introduce to you. You probably know her already. She did last year's Fiberside Chats Crawl Knit Along. She also has big hits like the Wonder Woman rap, the Breaking Bad bandana, and Yip Yips. It's Carissa Browning.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much.
On because she did a shawl for us when we first started dyeing yarn. She's the first designer we asked to do a pattern for us, and she did a this away and a that away, and these are the knit alongs for this year's DFW Fiberfest next month. So Carissa, if you want to talk a little bit about what it was like to design these, I'll just hold them up QVC style while you talk.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for inviting me here today, Amy. So yes, as Amy said, I designed a pair of shawls with their house brand yarn, West 7th Wool's Hunter Sock. And this is the knitted version, which is called This Away. And it's just a triangular shawl garter stitch, but it has an unusual construction method to it, but easy, unusual but easy. So this is This Away, the knitted version. And then Amy has a green and white version that is crocheted, that is the same sort of style, but crochet instead of knitted. And as she said, this is the Make Along project for DFW Fiberfest coming up in a few weeks. And we have a coupon code, which It's supposed to be for the DFW Fiber Fest, but if you don't tell, I won't either. So you can use this code DFWFF24 to get 20% off either of these patterns, or both if you like as well. This away and that away. And that code is good on Ravelry as well as my PayHip store. I'll put the links in the chat in just a moment. So yeah, it was an honor designing the first design with West Seventh Wool's house brand yarn, and I'm so glad you chose me, Amy.
Thank you, Carissa. Thank you. I also wanted to point out that Carissa's, both of these designs come in several different sizes. So this is I think this is size 3. It's pretty big.
Yes, and this is just the small, I think this is the smallest size. That's just one skein of each color. And it's still a pretty decent size.
Right. This is size 3. It gets even bigger, y'all. And we also have a size 1 as well. So if you just want two skeins, one of each color, size 1 and 2, and then 2 skeins of each color will make sizes 3 and 4. And I think I've written the size numbers for the crochet as well on our page. We do have a web page that you can follow along. I think someone's put it in the links. So you can either knit and hear me talk at you and hold up yarn, or you can follow along on that site as well. It'll be up for a while. You can follow it later. That is west7thwool.com. So next, let's get into the Summer Ella top. SOMMERELLA by Lynn Home. This is done in the Sandes Lina. It is a cotton and linen viscose blend, half cotton, half linen viscose. They call it a worsted weight. I'm going to call it a DK just because I'm like that. But I think they call it a worsted weight because it does kind of plump up after you block it and wash it. So that is and this one took 5 balls. I'm usually a size medium. So there we go. And they're also pretty good price, $7.50. So it's not a very expensive top. We are having our third annual summer tea party next weekend. So we are all about the summer teas right now in my neck of the woods, because it sounds like a lot of other of you guys out there, we don't get to wear our sweaters until after Halloween, sometimes until after Thanksgiving. So summer goes on and on for us. So we're all about the summer teas, and this Sandes Garn line is perfect for a quick summer top. It also comes in, this is pronounced thin line. It is a true fingering, almost lace weight. So you can kind of see the difference between the two, the line and then the chunkier line and then the thin line. Love those. The next summer top on my list is the Barocco Summer Sesame Etta Tee. This is Phaedra. She works here on the weekdays. This is her summer tea party top. So she'll be wearing this one. We're really excited that she got finished with it in time. Yay! It's also a cotton and acrylic nylon blend. And the cool thing about the Barocco Summer Sesame is they've made a cotton kind of look like a tweed. It's got this cool little flecks in it. Comes in lots of fun colors. I really even like the neutral colors. And they've done some really fun texture with this. So that is the Etta Tee in the Barocco Summer Sesame. And I believe hers, she's usually a size medium too. Hers, I think, only took 4 balls. But we have the patterns linked for you on that website. And super fun time. Okay, next one, because again, it's Texas, is the Sleeveless Sun and Sky Tank by Rachel Brockman. This also, you'll notice that all the samples are my size. They're all mediums. So this one is done in Universal Yarns Bamboo Pop Sock, and it only took 2 balls. So what you do, and this is a free Ravelry download pattern. You take one stripy ball and another contrasting stripy ball, and you just alternate skeins every 4 rows, and then you do the top and the sleeves. So you could easily customize this one into a short sleeve by just putting in some set-in sleeves or a sweater if you wanted, but it's super light, super airy. It's a half bamboo, half cotton blend. We have those in the pop sock stripes and in the solids. So if you wanted to make it a little more tame, you could do a solid and stripe it with 1 stripe, or you could just go all out and be crazy and do all the stripes. So you get a lot of bang for the buck there too, and the yarn does all the color work for you. Next, I wanted to show you really quick, I know we're running out of time, but the loop shawl from Casapinka. This is a super fun one where the yarn does all the work for you. We dyed a fun summer rainbow sherbet color. This hasn't actually hit our floor shop yet. We're saving this for you guys. So the name of the sleeveless sweater is called Sand and Sky Tank. So this one, we did it in the gray, which is the Casapinka loop. That one is the one that looks like the one on the pattern page. We also did a little sample of it in the white and rainbow for you. So this is Hunter Sock, Rainbow Sherbet, and Sheepy. This one is Rainbow Sherbet and Dorian Gray. And then this one is Rainbow Sherbet and Cauldron. So with this one, you get kind of a cool little velvet Elvis, and the colors pop out even more. It's a fun pattern. It was fun to make, and it's fun to wear. You can make it bigger than this, but this is nice for those fall evenings when it's not quite cold enough to wear your sweater here in Texas, but it's still cold in the restaurant, and you want to take your shawl. The next one I wanted to talk with you really quick about is a favorite. This one is called the, I think I called it the Summer Silk Wrap. And it is made out of Malabrigo mulberry silk. Malabrigo does a 100% mulberry. It's all silk. It takes 2 of these, and the pattern is free when you buy it. So you can wear it bunched up like this, like it was on the mannequin, as a scarf. Or here's the other really cool thing you can do with it. You can pop it out and wear it as a wrap. And it's really deceptively easy to do. You just change needle sizes, and it does this ruching effect for you on the bottom. So when you wear it as a wrap, it almost looks like its own little sweater with sleeves. Somebody did ask me once, how do you do the sleeves? There are no sleeves. It's just a wrap. You're welcome. I can't hear you, Andy. You're on mute, but I see you popping in to say I'm out of time.
Just about. Can you,
Yes.
I love that you have everything done in your size. I do as well, because I'm always cold because they have
Right.
air conditioning on. So
There you go.
I come in and grab a sweater.
Yeah.
Do you have your winners for today?
I do. Sarah Gregg of Camden, Maine, and Joanne Reynolds of Burnt Hills, New York. Look for those emails from me in just a few minutes. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Thank you all. And I can't thank you all enough for participating in our Fiberside Summer Crawl 2024. We are at an end. We have all done our jobs, and I think some of the shops were most of them, just amazing. Visited over 30 shops and the owners, and I hope you all had a great time. And I hope that when you're in town or nearby, that you'll make an effort to stop in and see these shops and let the owners know that you got to know them. So really quickly, I just want to, if you need to leave, we definitely understand, pop off. But I just want to hope that your calendars are marked. Starting Sunday, September 8th, we will be kicking off the 2024-2025 season of Fiberside Chats. For those of you, hopefully you all know about it and you've participated. It's only $20 for an hour of wonderful information and instruction from a variety of designers and movers and shakers in the craft world. So starting on September 8th will be Isabel Kramer. She is the queen of top-down sweaters, and they're all very casual and fun. And she's going to be covering top-down sweater construction mysteries unraveled. Again, you can go over to the Longmont Yarn Shop website and registration page. Please scroll down and find your own LYS because they get credit for bringing people to the chats. Sarah Shira, for those of you who love gnomes, will be on September 22nd. She will be a 3 p.m. start. Normally we're at 1, but we're going to, a couple of them are doing 3 p.m. this year. She is the absolute queen of knitted gnomes and has a new book, The Gnomes of Grimblewood, which I believe a number of the yarn shops have. They're taking pre-orders for the book. I think it's going to be released mid-September. So again, that's Sarah Shira on the 22nd of September. Corey Eichelberger, she does a lot with knitting tips and 2-color cast-on. So it's time to stretch out your toolbox, folks, and learn a few new things. And then Dawn Barker will be October 27th with the Mastery of Assigned Pooling. For those of you who are not sure what assigned pooling in, this shawl here, the yarn usually is dyed, looks like this. It's mostly one color with a pop of color. And it's a very mindless knit, if you will. You just knit along until you hit that pop of color. And then you do a specific stitch. Not necessarily a popcorn, which I'm not a fan of, but a flower stitch. And Dawn Barker has a number of different stitches and ideas. She's very innovative in the pooling technique. So that will take you through October. I hope you join us. We're only twice a month. And again, if you cannot meet or join us for the specific time on Sunday, you have a week to watch it. And also, if they're teaching a technique and you want to go back and review it, you can do that as well. So folks, I need to thank you all so much. And again, review. Cowgirl Yarn is sending a gift card to Marcia Moses from Huntington, West Virginia, and Sandra Harwood from London, Ontario. Low Country Shrimp and Knits, Mona Reed from Elbert, Colorado, and Phyllis Tedesco from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Cheap to Stitch, we have Frances Slatterbeck from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and Anne Lopashinsky from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. West 7th Wool, Sarah Gregg from Camden, Maine, and Joanne Reynolds from Burnt Hills, New York. You should be hearing from all of these shops very shortly and receiving your $25 gift card. Again, I can't thank you all, and I'd like to reach out again and thank all of the shop owners who have helped being hosts, co-hosts, third co-host, all of it. We just thank you all for supporting us and being a part of this, and we look forward to the year. Go ahead and unmute yourselves and give us some love from the whatever those icons are and the reaction buttons, I guess. So
Thank you.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
So much.
Thank you.